What's good, y'all? Hope y'all are well. Welcome again to BrotherXCooks. Today, I really want to go into the recipe or what all I put into a design that I have currently on blackbydesign.com. Again, that's blackbydesign.com. And I really just want to, again, like show you all. I can't really go into the process because it's done, it's here, it's available now on the website. And if you follow me, or if you don't, go ahead and follow me on Instagram. Link will be in the bio. I just need you all to just see some of, like, just my mind on, like, why I'm doing what I'm doing, what has went into it. I can speak to it, even though I can't show all of the process. And even now, you're gonna take a ride with me to see some of, like, again, what my thinking is behind the brand, the shirt, just the whole thing. Hold on one second, I'm gonna grab the shirt. Here it is, y'all. Here it is. Call this the Travis tee. Again, this is the Travis tee, man. Just to give you a little bit of a backstory on it, I used to be a huge Travis fan when he first came out. I still am a fan of dude now. He's cool, especially from a creative standpoint. Like everything he does from a creative standpoint is ill. But this idea initially came from one of my little cousins. It was like around Christmas time, and he basically, I was asking him, like, you know, at the time I was still celebrating Christmas, and I was like, you know, what do you want? And what are you kind of into? Because I'm a creative, I try to do creative gifting. And he told me he's a big Travis Scott fan. So I decided to cook up this shirt. Initially, it was just going to be a gift for him. But I was like, man, you know what? This could be something that we can push further. So my idea was I was going to cook up the shirt, and then him and I was going to start a brand like based off of it. Long story short, he's young. It's hard to get in touch with him. So whatever the case, I'm still going to bless him with the tea because now it's like fully done and fully realized. But the business thing may come later. But all that to say, like, this is really what comes from just a creative mind during quarantine, unlimited, you know, access to time and just passion, man. And this is really what it is. And like I said, the whole brand is Black by Design, and this is not representative of what all the brand entails. This is just some of it. Like right now, we're delving into graphic tees and rap tees, if you will, different things like that to really get the brand out there and get it going, and hopefully get it in the hands of some people that really respect the artistry that went behind it. But that's enough talking for now. I'll continue to talk y'all through it. Let's go for a ride. What up, y'all? We're back. Right now, I'm just taking a little ride to the mall, and because again, I'm just speaking to like cooking up, the process of cooking up. And just like a chef, anybody who's preparing a meal, you got to go and get your ingredients. You got to really do the knowledge on certain dishes and what all it takes to go to. You may go to get a little sample somewhere. You might have went to a restaurant and you tried something, you say, I want to make this at home. So oftentimes, me as a graphic designer, I don't even think I went ahead and told y'all this, but so I am a graphic designer. I usually like to say just designer, because if you, and this is what I've learned in school, there's also a famous designer whose name I can't pronounce correctly, but he said something to the degree of, if you can design one thing, you can design anything. So I like to just call myself a designer because I have a graphic design degree, but I'm flowing in fashion. One day I'll get into architecture because there's certain fundamentals and rudiments of design in general that you can take across almost any practice that's design related. We're going to the mall again because I want to just speak more into the process of, okay, I'm a designer and what my mind sees on a day-to-day basis. Like for example, right now I'm about to jump on a highway, but if I was in somewhere, or if I was more so into the city of where I am, or if I was in like a New York per se, where there's all these different signage and different things like that, my eyes are always kind of on it. My mind is my wheels are always turning when I see things that are design related. So usually a lot of times when I go to the mall, if it's something that I dig and I like, I'd be like, yo, like I'll be interested in how this was made, or especially like a graphic tee. If it's dope, I'll be like, yo, I would love to flip that. And instead of it being Tupac, maybe it'll be like Stokely Carmichael. I don't know, so just something different, and just like maybe, you know, just taking something that inspires you. Because as a creative, I don't, you know, create in a vacuum. Everything doesn't just come from me. A lot of times it is something that inspires me. I'll take that and then maybe I'll go home and cook up something that's different enough to where I'm not biting it, but you know, it's still being a true creative, and understanding that we all get inspired by something. So that's what we're doing now. We're taking a ride, and for whatever reason, people want to be wild, brolic with the sounds around us, but we're good. But yeah, so let's get it. So yeah, y'all, we're almost at the mall. And again, just thank y'all so much for tuning in to the channel, you know. And so far I haven't really given y'all a lot or much of a background at all into who I am. I'm at least starting off. A majority of you all, what are you doing, sir? A good majority of you all will be tuning in just based on the strength that you know me. But prayerfully, hopefully, some of y'all don't, you know, that are coming into the channel and watching don't know me. So again, I gave you all just a background as far as what I do professionally, or what I, you know, people say, well, what do you do? My answer would be, I'm a designer. Even though I don't really technically do it professionally in the sense of like working for someone, I work for myself. And right now, a part of what I'm just showing like a piece of what I do as a designer, as far as just the fashion, one of the fashion brands that I'm working on. But I also design for clients. And I don't necessarily, one time I heard there's a difference between like freelance and then just strictly designing for oneself. Well, freelancing, if I'm not mistaken, is like actually working for companies. Like let's say somebody freelance for Nike or whatever, what have you. I don't necessarily do that. I literally have like clients. More times than not, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, small entities, people that are doing it on their own, I design for them. And a lot of what I do is branding related. So logos, websites, social media graphics, different things like that really are essential to businesses. And right now, I'm more so focused on Black and brown businesses because I just see the need for that. It doesn't, one thing that pains me because it's something that I do is when I see somebody that's up and coming, they have their hair salon, whatever they're doing, but the branding is just not on point. And a lot of times it's not because they don't care. A lot of times we may not have access to the capital and the budget to even put into something like that. But also it's like, if let's say I wasn't a designer, but I had a business and I really had the great business idea, do I even know how to go about getting these services? And that's where me and my team and my business like to come in, and that's what we do. And the name of it is Unite. And out later on, as you know, you go on in the channel and more videos are created, I'll speak more on that aspect and what I do in terms of Unite. And I'm a creative overall. Like I really like to cook up in a lot of different arenas, man. I draw, I paint, and again, that's art. But everything that I do, there's a level of, if I'm putting my hand to it, there's a level of passion that goes in it. I grew up playing basketball. I went to JUCO level and played ball up to my second year in college. And when I was doing that, loved it, super passionate about it. And I stopped playing after my second year of college ball because shortly thereafter, I had 3 knee surgeries. And right now, I'm just really getting back into hooping. So there's gonna be some videos where I may be like, yo, we going to the court. And I don't know if I'll necessarily show that I was actually playing, but it'll be some type of way of just incorporating that love and that aspect. And that's really what this is about. I didn't think I would like give it away so early on in the joint, but really like this channel, like cooking up and BrotherXCooks, is about so many different arenas and so many different areas where I cook up. Because like a chef, and it's, you know, if you look like me, you know, like you hear that, at least if you don't use it, you at least heard people say like, yo, we cooking up. Maybe it's a producer in the studio, he cooking up a beat. It's just like a chef, no different than a chef. It's like you trying to cook like Ghostface said. I think it was Ghostface said something like this, like you're trying to cook up something marvelous, like you're trying to cook up something that is going to just really impact the palate and the taste buds or whatever your taste is, right? So again, we almost at the mall, and this particular mall really is of a different, definitely a different amount of money, and just that you would have to even really ball out here. But I don't want to say, yeah, well, it's an elevated taste, but I'm not saying that the people that may have access to shopping here is any better than anybody else. It's just the different things that are available here are of a high taste level. And this is where I see myself being. This is where I see the brand going. And I think that's so key, to see yourself wherever it is you're looking to go, and just really picture yourself in that seat well before you're ever there. Man, my story is so wild, and we'll soon get into, and again, just keep rocking with me, we'll get into the different areas and different components of my story. But I've been afforded opportunities to be in certain rooms that I'm no longer in, whether it was whatever happened. I'm no longer there, but I was able to just see like these things are attainable. Fresh out of college, man, I was really afforded some dope opportunities. But at the time, the way it went, this one particular opportunity I'm thinking of, at the time, the way it went, I look back like, man, I might have done some things wrong, and I really might have. The other end, I've recognized like, yo, I gotta go for me. I have to bet on myself. Like, I am not good being an employee. I'm just not. It's not to say I can't be a part of a team. Again, I used to play organized sports and basketball and what have you. So I know how to be a part of a team and come under somebody in leadership and all be for a common goal. But I have my own vision and where I am in my life now. And like, for me to just be seeding into somebody else's vision every day, I'm just another number or a peg in a board. After a while, that gets a little old. Because after a while, I'm going to be like, yo, I want to sit at this table and I want to really be a part of the thinking process of how this thing goes for XYZ company. And I just got to a point where, you know, I wanted to do it on my own. And it wasn't always so pretty to where it was like I have step-by-step process. Like, no, like I hit my pinnacle or what might have looked like the pinnacle and just where my potential was taking me, and then hit rock bottom. And now it's like I'm doing it on my own, partly because yes, I've realized that I want to and I need to, but also it's just like, yo, my resume is not A1. That's not to say I don't hold the skill set of whoever, but on paper I may not look like whatever candidate. So because I have a trade, because I have a skill set that really, one of my great brothers from church said, yo, he's like, yo, you got a skill that nobody can hire nor fire. And that really set with me to this day. And one day I gotta let him know, like, that really stuck with me, because it's like, yo, like what I do, I can go do it for darn near any company, but also I can do it on my own and really like see like where can I take this on my own. And that's not to say I don't have people that I contract out and a team that I work with. But when I say on my own, I'm saying like, yo, now at the end of the day, like we own this. And being young, being black in America and what have you, you know, the conversation is being had, maybe even now more than ever, not even just for what we're facing, what we always face as black folks, but even what everybody's facing when it comes to the coronavirus and everything that's going on. So, and a lot of people have really faced some things, whether it be losing a job or whatever it is, that people have recognized like, yo, I need to bet on myself and have my own, because if the ish hit the fan, you got to be able to say, you know, I got something else cooking up, right? I got something else in the oven. I got something else that I've been marinating and putting the right seasoning or whatever to, that okay, when I pull this out, it's ready to go. So we just made it to the mall and continue to tap in. Let's get it. Look. All right, y'all. Let's get to the mall. They closed. Sick. Due to COVID, a lot of the hours everywhere. I'm sure they just. Yo, I'm in Charlotte. I mean, I don't know why I ain't said that yet, but we're in Charlotte. And basically, due to COVID, all the hours are like, usually the mall will close at like 9, I believe, during the week. It closed at 7. Wasn't thinking about that. But I wasn't thinking about that. So we here, basically, we at Urban. I just wanted to speak to just, again, this is the level of design that we're working with, and how I can easily see it on these racks, easily see it on these shelves. And especially I wanted to come here because they have a lot of just really dope graphic tees, and they really like specialize in that area of streetwear, different things like that. So low key, not low key, high key, I'm trying to see if we get in this joint. Y'all would act like he see me. You see this, you see the melanin, baby. I wish he would like show me some attention so I can try to see if I can get in here. And I'm not trying to shop, I'm just trying to do me. Yo, I got a bright orange brim on. I'm not trying to wax deep or get fake deep with y'all. This is what you do when sometimes you gotta go hard, you gotta do a little bit extra, be extra to get to where you need to get to. This is essential. I'm trying to get y'all some content, right? That's not enough. Try again. What is this glass that I'm gonna end up breaking my joint on if I go too hard? So yeah, these are some of the graphic tees that are here, right? You got Kiss. This is actually pretty perfect because I really wanted to speak to this type of graphic tee. So you got Kiss and our music related and more so rock related. That's a genre. And here we got the Travis tee that what I was looking to do with it is give you an old school feel, really a vintage rock type of tee, and even down to the garment selection. We chose something garment dyed, and that gives you a vintage look. It's a new shirt, but it gives you that vintage look. And with the design, I really wanted something that would speak to an old like rock type of, or even like a rock merch type of feel with design. That's really what I was going for, and I believe we achieved it. Like I can't get super close, they hate looking my look, but you just look at the Kiss joint and you look at this, you can easily see that up on a rack, easy, without any question. But the thing about it that I recognize, and that's kind of nuts. I ain't gonna get too deep on y'all, but why they got Kiss with an Egyptian? I'm not gonna worry about it. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna go too deep on it. But what I want to speak to is the fact that oftentimes I'll see us, and I've noticed it because I keep a pulse on things that I'm interested in, like everybody does. Like it'll be like a black person. Not saying that we can't listen to that type of music, but more times than not, people are not knowing who Kiss is, rock tees that are not necessarily like our type of music. So I took that idea and like, yo, why don't we have like a real like black rock star? Look at somebody like Travis Scott, who I would call like, or I would say is a modern day rock star, and still take that look and feel, allow it to be like us. And that's really what I was going for, to give it that. Here goes somebody, I'm gonna take my shot. You gotta shoot it, right? Excuse me, can you hear me? Okay, I'm not trying to shot. Is this like down for sure? Is there any way I can like come in? Okay, what I'm trying to do, I'm shooting content. I was rushing to get here, and I was hoping to like just speak about some of the garments that are here, like some of the rock tees, if at all possible. Forget it. I'm in here now. I don't know, this is rock. So, yeah, y'all. But I still tried, and basically the moral of the story is, man, like, the thing is, what I've noticed, there's a lot of ill people, black and brown, that are really stepping into the fashion game. A lot of times, thankfully, because we got social media, I'll just see people that's like killing it. But what's the difference between like what's in there? And what I also want to speak to is the fact that more times than not, man, like, and I may, later on have to really get in there and do what I want to do, but it's like we'll see these designs, it'll be, so I spoke to the rock portion of it, but let's say it's a Biggie Small shirt or whatever it is. Like, that's not us that's usually behind that. It might be somebody look like me that's doing the design. They may work for XYZ company. They're doing the design, but they don't own it, right? And it's like, yo, the jumps and loops that I have to go through to even find a quality image of whatever celebrity that I can use that I won't get in trouble for using it's a lot compared to a company that might just buy the rights of whatever artist's image and they can eat off it. A lot of times in that rock, when it comes to the rock, okay, like they're not using our music. But if it's like a rap tee or whatever it is, a lot of times it will be somebody that's famous and that is black, and they're not really probably eating off that. And that's not to say like I'm going to be using this or selling this and giving it to Travis. At least I can stand on the fact like, yo, I am black and what I'm going to do with it and my overall vision for it is very black and it is very like uplifting of us. The store I wanted to come to was H&M, their clothes as well. Doors cracked, I low-key may try to get in here. I'm black, yeah, I ain't trying to say that we ghetto, none of that. I really don't like when people go that way with it, but now we do what we got to do. Because it's no different than if I literally didn't have access for other reasons. Not just because they're closed, but just because it's not easy for us to get access into anything that we're trying to do. You're trying to do it on your own. This is a brand that y'all know. Y'all can jump online. A lot of y'all probably shop at H&M. You see what type of stuff it is. Their graphic tees are okay. It's usually not as dope to me. But they do have stuff in there. And it's like, really even thinking about like right now, I'm doing e-commerce. Like most of us are doing like e-commerce. Do I ever even want to get a brick and mortar store? Do I want to be in these brick and mortar stores? If not my own, do I want to be in somebody else's store? But really just figure that out. I don't really know. That's something I think about every day because I do have access to social media
that I can cook up a design and just boom, throw it on the site and just tell y'all about it on social media. I love the ease of access when it comes to that. Maybe one day, like my things on the menu. And right now we're doing graphic tees and things like that, but the goal is to get to a point where we're making pieces, like really cutting so pieces. And it's ill, just so happened that we're over here with women's because I really want to get into women's designs, man. Like, and I well, for lack of a better word, like modesty or something that is like I love women that dress like this. Where it's like, yo, they're gonna throw the coat on and what have I'm into. And all of this stuff is pretty new. And it's like, yo, right now in the back end, like I'm learning how to like sew and more so again like cutting sew and actual pieces that take more than just creating something and throwing it on the tee. Like this is different level of cooking up, a different level of recipes and skill sets that you have to really be able to make these type of pieces. Quite honestly, I'm not there yet in knowing how to make them, but okay, even if, so I want to learn some of it. What if it's like, yo, I have the capital to hire somebody that can do these things? Because Black by Design is not just tees. I'm really taking a Jerry Lorenzo approach when he started off with the Fear of God, like tees, and he was doing like whole lot tees, flipping them, and now he has a whole different brand and a line of his own pieces and cutting some pieces and elevates it to a different level. Even Virgil with Off-White, when he was doing the Pyrex and he was doing the hoodies and he was taking like the fine art pieces and throwing it on the hoodie with Pyrex and like y'all was on that, but then he hit y'all with the Off-White and now it's a whole different lane. And with Black by Design, like it's really literally like it says it all in the name, but also like not all of it is in the name. There's other parts of it. And we want to just offer just really like I keep saying that's just the word of the day is pieces, right? Like just something that is so different, but it's us, right? And I find that like so many people are really, and it's great. A lot of us are like, yo, I'm shopping black, I'm buying black, and it's like, okay, well, we want to be able to offer like something to wear in, like, you know, cool H&M, whatever. But so it gets to a point where it's like, nah, I'm gonna get something that's ill like that, but it's gonna be black owned. And I pray that we just continue. We'll never gotta like sell our joint to any white company or any white entity or person. I want to keep it black owned forever. Pray for it. So that's what that is. Is they really shutting us down, shutting it down. But we got some content. You gotta just roll with the punches, man. Like, because honestly, I was hoping that this video would have some type of motivational, whatever, inspirational piece about it. But hopefully that you know it did. We got here. Lost track of time, whatever it is, but we still got some other content that we might not have got otherwise. So hopefully, you know, we just all can do that in life. It's not gonna always go. I feel like Shorty there got a little frisky misky with me, but it is what it is. It's all love, man. It's all love. She low-key tried to like check me, but nah, sweetie. Nah, sweetie. Nah, sweetie. You know what I'm saying? Don't get checked. We roll with the punches. It's the best thing to do. So you don't get knocked out. So if y'all don't know, now you know. Each time we shoot a video, I'm hoping to shout out a brand, whether it's gonna be my brand or something black owned. So today, got the orange duck brim, as my homeboy called it. This is Duck's Feet Preen & Co. Again, that's Duck's Feet Preen & Co. By my good brother, my good cousin. He's like a brother, family basically. He dropped this, and this is his brand. I don't believe he has a website. If so, I'm gonna make sure I tag him, or excuse me, not tag him. I'll make sure I put him either in the video or definitely have it below in the actual comment section or whatever. It's not the comment section. What is it called? Description. It'll be below. Anyway, y'all know what I mean when I say that. But basically, Duck's Feet Preen & Co. Y'all gotta tap in. And even if it's not in this video, if the site is not up, I'll make sure I tag it later on along in the videos and in the channel, because he makes super ill stuff. This is hand sewn, hand stitched, hand whatever, hand done, yo. This is ill. And then on top of that, this lovely lady, she is the 2020 Miss Black North Carolina. Not a contestant, she won. And this is just a tee I cooked up. This is not Black by Design. This is not on the website. But as a creative, we just have ideas and we got to just push them out. This is something that I made commemorating her. And she's still with us. She's still among the living. It's just a matter of, yo, give people the flowers while they're here, right? So Miss Olivia Robinson, as y'all can see the name, super beautiful and all that. Looks amazing on the tee. But that's what we rocking, man. Each time it'll be, yo, like just black owned. It either's gonna come from me, my brainchild, my baby, or if you black owned and you see this and you got something that's ill, tap in. I'll rock it. I'll support it. You know, we just want to continue to do that. That's hopefully they're gonna be the whole channel. We just gonna rock out like that. So again, I had to just show you how to fit. Everything else I didn't create yet. We definitely got these coming, but these are not mine. This is not my design. But you know, got the half cabs. You know, everybody do the Vans. They ain't doing the half cabs though. We do it a little bit different over here. And we got this nasty ass Apple Watch on. You heard? But that's it, man. Let's get it. So yeah, y'all. Thank y'all again, BrotherXCooks. And it was an interesting day, interesting ride. Thank y'all so much for coming along with us. You see, like, it didn't go exactly how I had planned, but I low-key loved the way it went. It's just one of the moments where you got to just continue to go. I could have been like, oh, shucks, forget it, I'm going to go home, and I'm not even going to get any of the content while I'm here. I could have just been like, I don't know how I would have, you know, came and explained that, but I could have just done that. Most people I feel like would have been like, yo, came here, the mall, the store's not open, all right, we out. Or we just scrap it all. Some people would have just scrapped it all, let's do it another day. But nah, man, like, you know, it's just a matter of like, this is real life. Like, it's really, this whole production is really being created during a time wherein it's COVID-19, it's a virus, it's a pandemic going on, and a lot of things have changed due to that. Normally, the mall still would have been open, but because everything is going on at this moment, they close at 7. And I know that I go to the mall pretty often, but I just wasn't thinking about time or whatever, what have you. So all that to say, man, like, we still got some content. I hope that y'all enjoyed it. You know what I mean? Like, this is what I do. I'm a creative. I love it. I'm getting paid for it. And I can't say that I would do it if I wasn't getting paid, because we live in a world where you got to get money. You got to, you know, have that. But I enjoy doing it without it. And honestly, I wouldn't do it even if it wasn't for fun. Because sometimes I do it just for the fun of it. Sometimes I just create something and cook it up. And I may not never share it. I may put it on the gram just to see what's the response, right? Like, so that's really what it is. And hopefully there's some motivational pieces, some inspirational pieces. And like I said, I'll get more into my story and give more of that transparency as we go throughout, because y'all are coming along. Like I said, a lot of you, at least from the start, will be people that know me. But hopefully it'll grow to people that might be wherever you're at. You may not know me, and it's like, yo, what makes you want to tap in and watch a video by a complete stranger? So hopefully there was some laughs, some comedic relief, some banter in the boy. Because you always want to offer that, man. In a time where there's so much things going on, there's a lot of calamity in the world, I would hope that you can come to my channel and just, even if you just, man, throw me on while you know, ironing your shirt for the day. Let's say you still are able to go to work. Or, man, you had a stressful day and you want to just throw me on just to kind of get some relief and just get a couple of laughs, or hopefully even obtain some knowledge. Because we actually want to end the video off with a little bit of information, hopefully something you can use if you want to design, or just anything that's related to, even if you're writing a report and you need images or whatever, what have you. I'm open to leave you all with some information that you can take and keep in your back pocket that'll really be useful to you. So I want to offer all these different components, and it's really like I am putting together a meal of some sort each episode. And I'm hoping that you know, through these different steps, and we look at, like, it's no different than chef whoever who has to go above and beyond. Maybe they have, I don't know why duck came to my mind, but let's say they're literally making duck and they got to go across town to get exactly what they need to prepare this meal. Well, you know, you got oh, I know why. Duck's Feet Prenico. Huh? That's the name of the brand. That's what came to my mind. But no, honestly, for real, like, all jokes aside, is like, they really may want to put this meal, this and prepare it in such a way they got to go above and beyond. And what do you do if, you know, you get to the place and, like, literally, let's say it's a mom and pop shop that got really what you need, and you go there and they close and you're like, yo, but Miss So-and-so, like, I really need this. Maybe not, they let you in, right? So you got to just roll with it. And I think that's just a part of being a creative, or anybody that's, like, really in love with their craft and blessed. I feel like I'm blessed, or I know that I'm blessed to have a craft. Is something I love, something I'm gifted in, that I can bring to the world. There's so many people, and I believe everybody's gifted in something, but I meet a lot of people that, especially if I draw or do something that's handmade in that way, they're like, yo, like, I wish I can do that, or I'm not talented in that way. And it doesn't puff me up. If anything, I just gotta praise the Lord, because it's not me. I definitely believe, like, it's the anointing and what He puts in me. Oh, we're gonna get into the word something too. I'm finna let me get my bag. Y'all not ready for all that. I can't give everything at once, man. Give you a little sample, a little taste test. You gotta pay for the rest. You understand? Let's get. So yeah, I thought it would be good to leave y'all just showing you all the actual initial graphic, or the graphic that is on the Travis T. So here it is, y'all. You know, we started with Photoshop, and this is where I made the actual graphic, and this is where the magic happened, as people would say. So Interestingly enough, I made this months ago, the actual graphic, but it got lost on a flash drive that just decided to stop working. So that'd be a good time to plug, not necessarily this brand, I don't know what the brand is, don't care about the brand, but have you a hard drive. If you're doing really serious work or work that is like a lot of megabytes, or sometimes these files even get to like a gigabyte in size, you're going to need this, because flash drives, I didn't know this before, but they can crash and it's hard to get if you're blessed enough to be able to get your things off the flash drive, excuse me, then you're blessed, but that doesn't always happen. Official PSD, I don't have access to, so what I had to do, thankfully I had this saved to like a JPEG, but I needed to, I'll show you what it was. This is all I had, this is all I was able to salvage. And this would be okay if I was putting the graphic on like a black shirt, because with the printers, the DTG printers or direct to garment printers, you usually can get away with, they'll read this, they won't read the black, and it'll just read the other colors. You could put on a black shirt and be good. But I wanted to put it, you all saw on that grayish garment. So I had to go in and just extract all this out. And took a little while, but we got it done. And you wouldn't be able to tell unless I told you all that story. But, it's a lot of work that goes into just making something like this. I want to zoom in a little bit. Again, I don't have the original PSD, but my idea behind the whole thing initially was to have, you can see it if you zoom in, and really, even if you grab the shirt and buy the shirt, if you just care to really get into the minutia and the details, it's a skull behind here. So that's that weird kind of effect going on in his face. It was a skull. And my goal was always to go in and continue to clean it up and make the skull more evident. But when I didn't have access to the file anymore, I had to go with what I had. And I still love the shirt, regardless of that. But that's just like a cool, I feel like it makes sense for somebody like Travis, because he's into like that type of, for lack of a better word, like morbid art. And that's what, what I was kind of speaking to. Every shirt, if I'm going to have a celebrity or somebody that I'm paying homage to, I really wanted to speak to the artist. And I feel like this really speaks to who he is as an artist. I'll just give you one more little detail. Buy the shirt, y'all. But everything is a sample. Call me or text me if you want more information on what that means. And then from there, you go to getting the actual shirt made, and then I photograph this so I can then put it on the website or put it on social media and give you a quote. It's not really a mock-up, but for lack of a better word, that's what we would call it in terms of design. But really getting a chance to see it on the actual garment when it comes to marketing purposes. And like I said, even putting it on the actual e-commerce website. Then of course you got black by design branding going there. You gotta have that. That's integral. And then we get to this point where it's just like, now we're really getting freaky. Like now we just doing dope things with it to have an image and a graphic that we put on social media. And I think this is pretty cool. Again, branding is really important. Black by design did like a cool distortion effect with that. And then you got the tag and the site and everything. And that's just something that I posted on the gram. And even going as far as to getting on my iPad and just drawing a little image of Travis, and something that is, again, for lack of a better word, avant-garde, and if nothing else, just speaks to kind of the weirdness that Travis usually just shows and exudes, and just another way to just call attention to the T, branding, and then, like I said, the actual handle and the website. That's it for the Travis T, as far as just showing you all just the background of it. But I want to leave you all with, I know you're probably thinking like, yo, like, how do you find that image, or how do you get the rights to that image, excuse me. And a lot of people, I find that, especially when people are up and coming and just starting their brand and it's fresh, they don't always really care about, man, do I have the right to use this image? I think that's important, because you never know like how big, I hope my brand grows and gets big, and just is out of here. A lot of times people just go on Google and just get any image they find. Thankfully, I got a chance to go to school for design, and just some things that I learned and tricks to the trade. And I learned that, man, like that's not really good to do. You can get into copyright issues and different things like that. So it's really important that you source the images. And definitely don't want to do that with celebrities, because you can get a cease, or you're using, let's say you have like, you're doing like a knockoff Gucci, and you got like Gucci on the shirt, but it's like using their logo. You don't want to get a cease and desist. They happen. A lot of people who get them, especially in streetwear, especially if you're looking at yourself as like kind of underground streetwear, people would take that cease and desist and it's like a banner of honor. And yeah, in a sense, this kind of could be used as something cool, and like again, a lot of underground like streetwear cats would think that's dope because it's like, hey, if nothing else, like my brand is really got eyes on it now. But I just don't want to play with the legalities. I want to keep all my money and I want to keep my stuff on the shelves. So I try to do it the right way. So let's go over to Google, and we're just using simple Google images. And let's say we want to look up. I'm trying to think of an artist or a celebrity. For whatever reason, Idris came to mind. So let's say we want to. Let's say I want to do an Idris Elba tee, right? Because not everything is just going to be celebrities in that way, where it's just rappers and musicians and whatever, what have you. We can get into another black man that's super dope, right? So we're on here, and here's your toolbar. So you come over to tools. And I always think it's important to, if I'm going to be using something where I'm going to scale it and make it big, or just something I want to make sure that the quality is on point. The thing is, images that may look great online, they don't have to have a really high quality in terms of, again, I might have to look this term up, but DPI. You want your images to have a certain DPI or dots per image to really make sure that it's good quality if you blow it up or do other things with it and take it off the screen. On the internet, you can have 72 DPI, which is very low quality, and it'll look good. If I want to print something out and make it big, I have to make sure it's on point. So I go to tools and I increase the size, or make sure it's on large as far as the setting for the size. So we're already making sure that we dwindle down and make sure the size is where we need it to be, right? But then from there, this is where we go into, and they actually just changed this recently. It used to say something different, but now it's usage rights. This took no extra time at all to make sure that I'm doing it. Some people just don't care because obviously, if I'm going to go for something that is public domain or free usage, it's a likelihood that the images may not be as great as far as the selection pool. Because most people that's taking if I'm a photographer and I got an image of whatever celebrity, say Idris for example, I'm going to make sure I copyright that image. So me as somebody who's looking to utilize these images because I don't have access to take a picture of him, but I want to use the image of him, I have to go a little bit further to make sure I get an image that Joe Barber, I don't know what type of name that is, but Joe Thomas, who is a photographer, doesn't come after me later. So we do it the right way. So we got the size right now, we go to usage rights. And here you either have Creative Commons licenses or commercial and other licenses. Again, this verbiage is new. Low key, me seeing commercial and other licenses would lead me to think that I can use this for commercial purposes. But I don't believe that's what that means. Creative Commons licenses is now, okay, I have the rights to this. And this is Idris. Hey, he has some good images I can do some things with. Again, this is all, it's not a lot. It's not page after page after page. It's one page, and it's the first couple ones that I feel like really stand out to me. I could easily use one of these, like for example, this one. Throw that on a crazy tee. But if I go to it, Wikipedia Commons, I can make sure I get the sizing right. I got different solutions. So I usually go with the biggest, not solution, but resolution. I usually go with the biggest resolution to make sure we don't have any pixelating or quality issues. Then also, it's usually in this area, link to ticket. Oh, here we go. This file is licensed under the Creative Commons Attribution, yada, yada, yada license. So which one do I never see, it's usually not two different links, but you click on it and it gives you information of what you're free to do with this. It says you are free to copy and redistribute the material in any medium or format. Adapt. So remix, transform, and build upon the material for any purpose, even commercially. Come on, y'all. You can't that's what you need. The licensor cannot revoke these freedoms as long as you follow the license terms. So more times than not, you're at least going to see this where you have to give credit to an attribution to the photographer. So and usually it'll have the name, and you just what I'll do is just simply put something like that somewhere on my website, and you're in the clear at that point. You're good to go because briefly, I won't go too heavy into it, but I had a musician who I literally just posted an image of me wearing a shirt with them on it on my Instagram, and I really believe it's because I use hashtags and different things like that. This person recently literally hit me in my comments and asked me to take the shirt down. And I had to follow up with an email the next day, and I sent them like a link to something like this, showing that I had rights to use the image. I never heard back from an individual. And as a creative, I definitely was in a pickle of sorts, where I just was like, yo, not for nothing, just for being a decent human, I want to take this down. But it was like the way they came at me, plus the fact that like, nah, I put time into this, kind of made me stand my ground and be like, if we're gonna play the game the right way, I'll take it down. But it's on the site now. You can still copy it. I'm not gonna tell you which one it is, because we're not in it for that. Like I said, a lot of people would take that. That's like low key, like on the littlest of levels. Not exactly a cease and desist. I didn't get a letter from a lawyer or nothing like that, but on the shortest of keys. Like sometimes most people I feel like would have took that and made it like a whole thing, made their social media account like just basically based off that for like the next week. We're not in it for that, man. I really do this for the love. I'm really about like showing black people off and different things like that. And right now, like I said, it's celebrities and because it just makes sense to get the brand out there. But soon it's not gonna be none of that. It might be homegirl I know from down the street who I think is dope that work at the grocery store. Now we're gonna throw her on a tee. Or like I said, it'll just be like cutting so pieces. So yeah, man. Hopefully overall you all got something from this whole thing. And just to be honest, man, Idris T might be coming soon. Nothing else, no, the ladies gonna cop up. Let's get it.